Welcome back, 2023 NXL Sunshine State Major here in Orlando, Florida. I'm Matty Marshall. I got Walker Gauchi right next to me here from Carbon Paintball to help call this set. Providers of the Golden Barrel here for the MVP. And Walker, it's all over the place, man. I don't know who was going to get it here. I mean, we obviously got some standouts, but depends on who makes it on to Sunday. Right now, Tampa Bay Damage losing their last game here to New York Extreme, so they need a win to assure themselves a spot in Sunday as they won both their games yesterday. Marky Island going right into his spot, played well yesterday. Made some points for Damage into the wedge, but a little bit better field position here, Walker, for Aftermath as they've taken Snake 1 and that inside wedge.
Yeah, it looks like they already got a couple traps set right now. And they're both, I mean, they got two guys in the 50-yard line, one guy in the 40 here in the Snake. What are you guys calling this? I mean, you guys calling it the triangle or anything? That's what they're calling it over on the semi-pro field.
This is the Snake.
Yep.
And then we have the wedge structure, you know, so just because they're wedges, so
yep.
trying to be literal as far as the descriptions are
yep.
concerned.
Exactly.
Ooh, Marky getting shot, though, in the pack. They're also going to be dropping Chad Bougier, so Tampa Bay Damage down to 3 bodies here as Aftermath going to glide a body out wide here. Snake side of the field to get that back corner buck over here on your screen. Look at a triumvirate of attackers at that 50-yard line. Keith Brown trying to do damage control as he's going to get up into that wedge and try to cut off that gap and get a shot on Castro here for San Diego Aftermath. Aftermath looking real good in this first point, though, here so far, Walker.
Yep, exactly. Looks like Keith Brown, he's going to back up, but, I think he got caught in his back here. He's going to ask her, is he okay?
Is he all right?
His arm.
Keith caught a hot one, man. He's getting up.
Something.
Oh, he got
he
it in the
pulled something.
He might have either caught one in the precious parts or maybe pulled his groin, because that looks like a groin pull or a shot where you don't want to get shot. Oh man, I hope
a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, I hope that Keith Brown's okay.
Yeah, Aftermath looking real dominant here. They got all the spots. Just got to communicate it through because they got their guns pretty flat here on the 50s. So might want to shoot a little bit deeper right now.
Walker, Aftermath in a must-win situation. They were able to win a game yesterday going 1-1, but they dropped their games against Energy by 2, so they have to win this match here. It's just tough because they're facing Tampa Bay Damage, but looking really good here in this first point. The tough thing when you're playing a team like Tampa Bay is that if you let them get up in the first 2 points are so crucial against Tampa Bay, especially on a layout like this. Because if Damage goes up a couple points, it's going to be incredibly difficult. The percentage of you beating them is negligible. Now, if you can go up a couple points and force them to play offense or have to go into the breach, could be a different story. But yeah, that's absolutely massive that Aftermath was able to put this first point on the board. Because even though yesterday Damage didn't really play that many points, I think they played like 6-7 total points. And they won both their games, but they would just go up a couple points and then they'd lock
Phenomenal
it up
coach.
Defense.
Yeah, Joey Blue. I mean, he knows exactly what's going on. And I think it was when did they win in the overtime? The
Texas.
Texas. Yeah, I was standing by their pit and to see all the things that guy had drawn up, I was just like, okay. People should recognize. Real recognize real.
For sure, for sure. So jumping into first point here, Hurricanes and AC Diesel, the superstar roster assembled by Mark Johnson and Greg Pauly. Let's see what they got today. They did drop their first game yesterday against the Ironman, and then had a real good game against Revo. AC Diesel going to be starting from that blue side, and the Hurricanes in the blue and white going to be on the red side. Hurricanes looking pretty good this year. They picked up Nick Ripple, one of the best Snake players in Europe, as he's going to be making his pro debut here at this event, but going to be catching one from that tower, so got to tighten it up a little bit here as Stuart Ridgel at a really good spot. Stuart had one of the best moves all day yesterday, and there's $500 at stake for the best move of the prelims.
You should go back and watch it on YouTube or Facebook because it is awesome.
Yeah, a little beautiful 3-pack, man. I've been telling people for a year, Stuart Ridgel is legit.
Oh yeah, he is. Super nice guy too, and I don't know if he's actually running the team himself. I'm sure he's got a lot of help, but he's one of the standout guys that's always contacting us. They do wear Carbon products. Really good group of guys.
Well, the guy that runs the squad is Mike Bianca.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
But the thing is that there's, and I tell you this all the time with the Hurricanes, but this is not a bunch of kids that just came out. It's a bunch of grown men.
Yep.
You know, and they act like it. And but yeah, Ridgel's one of the big standouts. He does get clipped though, trying to do a little tactical retreat. So good job by AC Diesel. Superstar roster looking pretty good here as they're going to glide into that D4 position, and they're talking it up nicely. Everyone up and on their feet. Excellent zone control.
That can right now, and I think it's 5. I think they got 5 alive. Yep, 5 alive, looking real strong. Good point to Diesel.
Yeah, Diesel strong, looking like almost perfect point for AC Diesel coming off with Who was out there? Kyle Spica was going off yesterday. Nico Hyde, Justin Rabikoff, Mark Baginski getting some spins. Good. I really like that they're getting some spins from Mark.
Yeah.
As
There's so many good players on the team. It's crazy. I mean,
I
like, obviously stats and stuff, but when you go play those guys and you get a chance at like the ICPL or just to see them around, I mean, they're all really good dudes. Like they're here for paintball.
Yeah, I was just wondering with how many. I mean, they picked up essentially a starting 5 or 6 of all-stars, right? So I mean, you could see if you're spending all that money on those all-stars, hey, let's just ride those guys till the wheels fall off. That's not how they went about it yesterday. They're, Paulie was getting spins for everyone, keeping everybody fresh, and yeah, they did drop their first game to the Ironman, but you got to give them the benefit of the doubt, man. Sometimes it just takes some time.
Yeah.
How much time is always the question. So we're jumping back into this one here, Aftermath. Hot and heavy again here,
Big
aggressive
bites.
off the break. Big bites going all the way to the center brick and getting Castro into Snake 1. So Tampa Bay damage. So when we had Joey Blewett up here to actually call the first set, 7:20 this morning, here bright and early, as Joey's always scouting. But he had said, look, this field, you have to be the aggressor. You have to be the one dictating the pace of the game. That's paintball in general. But that's what they didn't do, actually, in their loss against New York Extreme. They let New York Extreme dictate the pace. So that's what Aftermath just did in the first one, and then also they're doing it again at point number 2.
Yep. I mean, I think up in that center 50, I mean, when a guy gets there and he's cutting off that whole snake, I mean, it's hard to get through there. But you're right. I mean, you'd think that they would at least start to push that a little bit, but their communication is something else. Hopefully they'll be able to put it together.
Walker, I don't know how much you've been watching the pro field, because I know you have obviously your carbon duties.
Yeah,
you've been
going everywhere.
Yeah, you've been on the semi-pro helping Vince over there with the Premier Field broadcast. Can't wait to see who makes it out of the W1XL and the divisional ranks here. We'll see them tomorrow. But that center brick, Pat Kraft Jr. from New York Extreme, he's playing it better than anyone in the entire league right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the big reasons that New York Extreme was able to go 3-1 in the prelims and make it on easily into Sunday.
I'll have to look back and watch some of those games too. Hell of a player.
Pat's on fire, man. He's on fire. And the only reason they dropped a game was because it went all the way through overtime and into one-on-one, and then Corey Hall, even though he looked really good in the one-on-one, ended up getting shot by Graham Arnold from Uprising. So,
oh, wow.
So the only game that New York Extreme dropped was in a one-on-one battle after overtime. That's how good New York Extreme looks right now. Right now, Aftermath also looking really good here in point number 2. They're controlling the action basically all across the center. Castro still in Snake 1. They still have
It's almost the same exact setup as the last match here. See if they can break that cross.
And here on your screen, you saw that back corner bunker on the D side as well, too. So pretty much full control from Aftermath, but it is a 5-on-5 situation here, it looks like. I didn't see anyone drop, right?
I think it's 5-on-5, yeah.
It's 5-on-5. So Tal's Tampa Bay damage going to answer, playing slightly on their heels here. They're the ones reacting to what Aftermath's doing here, at least through a point and a half.
It looks like Castro's actually going to go up on the inside of the snake. Maybe get 2 people up at that center, or sorry, that offset 50 brick. Try to put something together here. Oh, he's going to retreat.
So this is the tough thing about when you are playing Tampa Bay. Even if you do get into some crucial spots, what are you gonna do from there?
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna see much. You're gonna see the tips of the edges of goggles and the tips of barrels. And they, time and time again, tournament after tournament, do win points in this situation. And you can do that on this field. But yeah, I mean, just in general on the aggression, Tampa Bay would be a little bit better for me. Just like their coach Joey said in set number 1 when he was up here helping me call some games, would like to see a little bit more of an offensive punch out of them on a more consistent basis, at least today so far.
That makes sense. Are you guys seeing a lot more people going through the D side versus through the gut? On the semi-pro field, it looks like a lot more action going through the gut. At least people breaking it open and then try to figure it out.
The D side has evolved to become more of you can steal points from over there when people aren't looking. But the battle, I mean, the stock play, to be honest, here in the pro division is like 4 bodies towards the center and snake side and 1 body at the can or outside wide but I'd say that's about 70% of the time, or the 30% of the time. And then what we're starting to see, because so much attention, as we're running a real long point here, in this point number 2, is so much attention is being put towards the center and the wedge structure and the snake structure, and then occasionally you're seeing guys with big runs to D3 off the break, guys stealing points over on the D side because there's just so many guns shifting this way. So that's kind of how it's been going down for the most part.
Got it.
Which kind of sounds a little similar to what's going down in semi-pro.
Yep, exactly. It is. There's a lot more. There's not as much aggression that's going on over on that field. Looks like there's a lot more pocket play kind of going. It's starting early. I'm sure that this will evolve into the Sunday paintball. But yeah, everyone just wants to stay alive.
Walker, we haven't really seen a ton of pocket play, but we have been seeing really long, drawn-out points, kind of like what we're seeing right now. A lot of this. Yeah. Typically a little bit more action in the middle of the points than this specific one, but we're in a situation where Aftermath needs this win. Damage has now dropped a game. They want to assure themselves a spot in Sunday by winning this one. So we basically started seeing Sunday paintball about 2 sets in yesterday.
Okay, right. A little different pace over here, yeah.
Yeah, well, we only saw one blowout yesterday. It was one Mercy Rule win. It was San Diego Dynasty kind of beating up on the Latin Saints. They shut them out 6-0. Other than that, it was mostly really close games and then a few, 5-1s. But yeah, it was, and only one overtime. Today we've seen a ton of overtimes already, and we're getting close to being halfway done through the day.
Right.
And then also make sure you guys tune in. We're going to take a tiny break to go reset up over in the VIP, and we're going to have the inaugural Hall of Icons inductee ceremony over there during the lunch break.
Oh, that's rad. Looks like Castro just found one body that maybe they were looking for. Looks like Jason Edwards is shooting, goon-handed across, shooting the Dorito 1.
Huge kill. Hadn't seen a death for a long time. So finally a body drops here and it's going to be San Diego Aftermath losing the body on the D side, as Aftermath are going to be crawling up here into the snake structure. And then also Jordan going to be popping the top, trying to get that crossfield shot here from the brick. So both bricks hot right now, and the 50 snake here for Aftermath. Well, you're going to play defense. You got to make your shots. So far, Tampa Bay making a shot. Oh, they might be losing Jason Edwards. No, looks like he's clean on the dig back. Little retreat from Jason. Jason's going to go across, going to try to get, looks like he's going to try to go, okay, he's going to stop at the back center, and he's going to gun up here towards that side to try to be able, you can see the angle from there. So, from that back center, it's a little squatty bunker, but you do have basically a turret that you can just, because every lane on that snake side is essentially open once they start trying to run up and crack through this 50-yard line.
Right. They got a lot of shots there, and people get lost in the home. They kind of forget about it sometimes when people are retreating to it. I have noticed that from watching some of these games. So maybe that's what Jason's doing. He's just going to kind of move around here a little bit. Maybe take one of these center guns off of one of their center guys or something.
This is, I think, the longest point that we've seen this weekend.
Trying to look at some of their packs to see how much paint they have left, but still got 5.5 minutes. So.
And as you well know, and anyone that's watched paintball for a while, a point will go long, and then it will become extra long because everyone runs out of paint.
Yeah.
And then you're sitting in your bunkers playing peekaboo with a little pillow fight because you don't have any bullets left. Jason trying to call a shot. Did he make his shot? Ooh, the referee is going to get in there. Did Jason Edwards win the coast-to-coast gunfight? And he did. Oh,
wow.
Jason Edwards getting creative, going back and
forth. So now it's a 4-on-3? Is that right? I think it's a 4-on-3 in favor of damage right now. But all 3 players for Aftermath are at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, it's tough, though, because where do you go from here? With damage is in position with the 4 bodies to deal with these gaps. That was a huge kill from Jason. So Jason's going to go back to the tower, being very proactive. The best guys out here on this side, Walker, in the Pro Division at least. Again, I haven't seen any of the games over there, obviously over here. But they're going back and forth. Look at this. He's raising his gun all the way up to try to get a different angle there, Sarah. You can see that top right-hand portion of your screen.
Trying to shoot through those 2 knuckles there.
Not quite high enough. But Jason getting creative out there, trying to produce a kill, down to 4.5 minutes here. Eventually, it's going to be up to Tampa Bay to go.
Oh, but they do.
They trade.
Oh, they trade.
So Jordan trades with Jacob. And anytime you get Jacob Edwards off the field, that's a great kill. Oh, another get, and it looks like Castro's going to be taking the walk. So it was a bend don't break moment for Tampa Bay, and they were able to get a couple crucial kills here. Now Jacob Edwards is going to take over the attack. Looks like, I think that's Chris Horn in D3 right now for Tampa Bay. Not looking good all of a sudden here for Aftermath. And
pieces.
Ooh, Jacob Edwards, what an amazing point from him. He goes all the way back. It's coast to coast. You're not going to find a more far shot than back center to back center.
Yeah.
Maybe Yeah, maybe back snake to back Dorito, but still wins that gunfight, gets that other kill, and then just
Excellent
handled
point.
nicely.
Great communication.
Yeah, great communication, well executed there on the close. Bend don't break moment for Tampa Bay, and that's just another example of why Tampa Bay is so hard to beat. Even if it looks like you have all the ground, what do you do from there? This is another perfect example, especially if you're an up-and-coming team like Aftermath, is you need to run closing drills. So instead of just letting the point develop so you put yourself in a learning moment, you just create the learning moment out of thin air by putting everyone at the 50s and then three or four guys, and then those dudes at the 50s need to try to figure out how to break it open by pushing into it, and you run a 2-minute drill. You have 2 minutes to try to break across. Do it.
Yep.
And you do that 10 times. And then move into the next drill, and then you're going to be able to, get that muscle memory and that repetition so you can excel in those situations. Because time and time again, we see situations like this where you have a top team like Damage, and they'll win those points. Even
Right.
though they're at a deficit from a real estate perspective.
Right. But like you said, now they might be in the driver's seat with Joey Blute as the coach. I mean, he's like, hey, it's even. Like, let's see what we're going to do now.
Well.
So it looks like we're going to lose one body here for the Hurricanes off the break on the D side. Oh, another one out of the back center for AC Diesel. 4-on-4.
Yeah, looks like that is going to be Nico Hyde taking the walk here. Much different story in this one as we're in point number 2, but still 13 minutes on the clock. We'll see how long this point goes. Both teams dropping a body. It's a 4-on-4 situation. A little bit better field position right now for Diesel. Actually, much better position for Diesel because they have a body in the wedge structure. They also have a body insert bunker snake side, and they're now going to crawl up into the actual wedge.
They're going to lose one more player, though, right? So looks like it is 4-on-3 in favor of the Hurricanes, but, and then J-Rab's going to take a walk from the back line.
Well, as Kyle Spica makes a nice move to get into the brick. So Kyle had a pretty good day yesterday, even in some points in that loss they had to the Ironman. And he's got Goldman right beside him. So the combo of Goldman and Spica has been productive for AC Diesel over here on the snake side. Definitely a tough death for Rabikoff, though. To get shot behind those guys, that's anytime you lose a J-Rab, it's going to make it more difficult for you out there.
Right.
So Pate's going to crawl here for the Hurricanes into their right-hand portion of your screen into Snake 1. He's also got Rigel beside him. Rigel going to move up into the wedge. Do they know that Spica's there?
I don't think they
do.
He's playing like he does not know.
Well, we'll see. We're going to find out. Rigel's going to come through.
He's got
if
the ball.
If Rigel goes through, he's going to stitch up Kyle's back. He has to commit.
But
comes over the
he
top. He shot
shoots.
early, and that's going to force a trade instead. But they shoot out Goldman, though, so I think actually
Stewart is
that
playing
worked
really well.
Yeah, man. Stuart Rigel's the truth. So that is going to be a point here as the towel is going to be thrown in for AC Diesel. Got ourselves a tie ball game right now. So what do you got going on with Carbon here? Talk to me about the sponsorship program.
Oh, man. We got the best one. That's hands down. I'm just kidding. There's obviously a lot of options out there, but Carbon does have a really cool team program. You can learn about it right on the website, just carbonpaintball.com. You can fill out a little bit of information about your team. We just want to know where you guys are from, what your guys' plans are, and we build packages based on whatever you guys want. We don't make you take a package. If you guys want a couple different products, you want to try stuff, we want you guys to be happy. We want you guys to enjoy the products. We don't want you, complaining about them or anything like that. So we take real feedback from our products, and we make almost all of them in-house, so we can change stuff on the fly, which is super cool. So if you're not familiar with everything, check it out.
Jumping into point number 3 here. Tied up, but only 3 minutes and 37 seconds left. This could be the deciding point with the way these points are going. 2 bodies coming off for Aftermath, it looks like, and that's going to be advantage to Damage. I don't think Damage lost a body. So
Actually, they lost 3. They lost 1 on the far deep on the D side, too. So
they might want to blow the horn. If it's a 5-on-3 situation, Tampa Bay is going to take all the time in the world to close this one out and try to finish it with as little time left on the clock as possible to have that lead. And you want to. This is a slow-running field, so you definitely want to make sure you have some time left for the comeback. They're going to let it ride, though. Yeah, I didn't see anyone come off. Yeah, this back center, back corner. Yeah, it's a 5-on-3 situation. And Aftermath.
Aftermath's playing real loose in that Dorito right now, but they're really worried. Tampa's worried about the snake right now. I think they're trying to figure out where he's actually at. Yeah, we got Aftermath kind of getting closer to each other here so they can at least communicate. I think that they might only actually have 2 guys alive. All right, they're going to take one out. Now they're going to blow the horn.
Yeah,
And that makes sense. They got 2.5 minutes left. Try to make something work.
Which is enough time, but it would have been even better with 3.
Yeah.
You know, so
Can't argue that.
And the same situation happened. So if they had conceded that point once it went to that, you know, getting real down on it, you know, 5-on-2, 5-on-3, it's like that's when you got to concede that point because, you know, ideally when you have a top team, any of the top teams, as soon as they realize that they have a big numerical superiority situation, a high body situation, they're going to go real slow.
Right.
They're going to try to make sure they win that point, but, you know, it would have been nice for Aftermath to have another, 45 seconds on this clock.
Right.
But still, I understand you want to give your guys a chance.
Yeah.
We're in the pits right now with Aftermath, and now heading back out to the field here with the Hurricanes and AC Diesel locked up at 1. A ton of time left still.
All right, aggressive break with Goldman all the way to the snake. But they are going to lose 1 player for Diesel on the back. Oh, actually Goldman trades with the snake corner. So we have, 3 alive here for the Hurricanes. Stuart Ridgel getting dirty up again, up the center.
Yeah, they're trying to, when bodies drop that quick, always difficult to keep the count. They're talking up, trying to figure out where these last bodies are.
I think Diesel might have actually dropped 3 players.
Yeah, I think they did too. Yeah, they're just going to concede the point. Still a lot, you know, look, you got all the time in the world to work with, 11 minutes, only down by 1. No big deal if you're Diesel. When you get a really bad break and want to just go back and just reset. But the Hurricanes have been tough, man. It's just impressive to see how quickly that team developed once they became a pro squad last year. And then I think it's going to take a little bit of time for Nick Ripple to, find his vibe with the squad. He's only had 1 weekend with the crew.
Right.
They are running him pretty much every single point, giving him his opportunities. When I talked to him, I was like, hey, how was that first practice? You made the first practice? He's like, yeah, it took me 25 hours to get there.
Oh, my God.
Because it was, everyone, God bless anyone that has to travel these days.
Oh,
but
man.
he had 2 flight cancellations and, at one point they're like, well, you have a confirmed seat, but we just don't have room for you. So here's $400, but you have to wait for 6 hours or something like that. So it was just one of those travel
Here's
days.
a sandwich. Yeah.
Yeah, which is, it's kind of tough to go out and play your best paintball when you have to go through that.
They got such a good
there.
program, though. I mean, and like a lot of those guys, I mean, they do a great job on social media. They're sponsored by JT and Carbon, a bunch of other places as well. I mean, or companies, excuse me, but they do great stuff. They really care.
And Mike, Mike Bianca with his blog, always some really insightful, basically like PhD level paintball psychology.
Yep.
It's a must read. Now, Tampa Bay up by 1 with very little time left. Aftermath going to be forced to play hyper aggressive here shortly. I don't know if they're going to go right away. Probably a little bit smarter to try to get a kill. I mean, it's interesting, too, because on this field, the beginning of it was pretty much of a bloodbath off the break, but now everyone's starting to dial things in. We're seeing less bodies drop off the break. It still happens, of course, playing paintball, but... On the breakout here from the red side. So Aftermath, they're going to go just hyper-aggressive. Castro all the way to the snake, and he makes it clean.
And they do shoot their center player off Tampa. So they're in position right now because Tampa's only got the back row, right?
Yeah, they get a good shot on Jacob Edwards. That's one of the key guys you always want to shoot when you're playing Tampa Bay. And they're just running a racket right now, just loading up bodies here on this 50-yard line again. But again, they have to go into those guns, right?
Yeah, you got to get past the 50-yard line.
The reason why Tampa Bay has a lead is because they are able to thrive in situations like this. So can Aftermath break through this cross? Referee gets in there and checks out player for Tampa Bay at the can. Looks like he's going to be clean. So damage holding strong at least so far, but I mean, Aftermath's going to send it at some point here, probably within, I guess, 60 seconds. You got to give yourself a good 35, 40 seconds to work with when the chaos sets in on the full court press. Also making their way up on the D side as well, too, getting all the way into D4.
Ref's going to come in and kind of check this. Dorito, the can, but he's clean.
Yeah.
And he's shooting cross right now, trying to prevent this snake, but they just decided to go 2 up into that.
Well, the problem is, Walker, as you probably well know, that can gets real small.
Oh, yeah.
It'll get spread. That's the spot that, I mean, he's in there tucked in so much he can't even shoot his gun.
Yeah, exactly.
It's under a minute to go. Aftermath trying to tie this up. Gotta get the wheels turning here shortly, and now they're gonna get past the 50-yard line, but just can't break the cross. As they lose, it's actually Morris, not Castro over here on the Snake side. But Morris gets taken out. Mazurek, who's had a pretty good tournament so far, he's on attack to retreat. Aftermath also losing that body from the D side. So it's starting to look real good here for Damage. Even losing that body early and letting Aftermath get to all the 50s, Damage has just proven very resilient in a situation, giving their opponents some ground. And there's the back line of Tampa Bay. And all the Aftermath sees is just the edges of goggles and the tips of barrels as they run through these lanes, getting chopped up doing so. Tampa Bay Damage holding the line right now,
Yep.
Walker.
Just dug in the back there. Now they're going to put the moves on, try to make something happen.
Mazurek comes up and tries to deal with Jason as Jason was running up there, but still 3 bodies left alive on the field. Slacky was thinking maybe he could get in there and hit the buzzer, but not enough time. But hey, man, it wasn't pretty, but
That's a
Damage
win.
you got it done again.
Yeah, yeah.
Win's a win.
Yeah.
3-1, it gets you in.
It is impressive. I mean, some of these pro teams, when they dig in the back row, I mean, you got to go dig them out. And like you said, I mean, Aftermath consistently was at the 50-yard line, and then there's really nothing to shoot at.
And
the guns were
they only played 3 points, but
Yep.
2 of those points they had all the 50s and couldn't do anything. So
Yep.
Aftermath needs to go home. You know, Wayne, the leader over there, Wayne Woodruff, great name by the way. But ASG, that's their field. So they have the guy that runs the team owns a field, and they play more this as much paintball as anybody does. But they need to run those drills. You have to run those closeout drills. That's the next step for them. Like, don't even play points. Go for a full day. Just do closeout drills, lockout drills, situational drills. That'll hyperspeed their development. And who knows? Maybe they already do that, but it's obviously lacking right now because that's 2 points that was a glaring error in their strategy, was the execution on the close. So now jumping back into this one, Diesel down by 1 to the Hurricanes. Kyle Spicker right to his spot, man. He's, again, played real well over here on this wedge and Snake side.
It's a 5-on-5 situation here.
So we're going to be losing A-Rod, getting Cyclops from that back center. So the Hurricanes strike again. Goldman's going to get into the insert bunker, Snake side.
Looks like Stewart wants to launch here.
Looking over the shoulders there from the red side here is Kyle Spica. Going to get into the brick. We're looking for AC Diesel on the red side of the field. Hurricanes on the blue side. Hurricanes with the lead to protect, but yeah, a lot of time left in this one here, Walker. Still 10 minutes to go. 5-on-4 situation in favor of the Hurricanes. Tighten their spots.
And yeah, it looks like ACD, so they're kind of, I mean, J-Rab's over top of his bunker right now, kind of looking for people, just communicating. Looks like, yeah, Stewart and DeCamp, they're chatting it up right now, trying to put it together. But they got 4 guys here on the Snake side, just like you said. I mean, if they let them, they're going to flood it. But Spica up there holding everybody off.
Yeah, Spica, the thorn on their side here currently at that brick, and there's Sirite in that back corner. And it looks like J-Rab's going to be taking the early walk again. Yeah, J-Rabs need to tighten it up a little bit back there.
We got shot on the fill out there.
Ooh, and it looks like
Spica
with the retreat over into Snake 1, but then he loses a gunfight too. So it's just Alex Goldman over here on the Snake side, and they're going to be losing Baginski as well. So that's 3 gunfight losses. Make it 4 here for AC Diesel. Not much that Mouse could do in that situation, as it was a lot to a little on the body count, but yeah, it is not looking good here for Diesel, down by 2, but you know, it's not. There's still a lot of time left, right? So you give a good team time to come back and kind of put them in a situation where they're forced to play offense. With the roster they have, we've seen time and time again that those guys can do that. So,
and it's a straight X ball now, isn't it?
Yeah, I like your graphic here on the screen.
Got a lot of teams on that graphic. Yeah, we got CWE Power, Cyclones out of Texas, Fear, Hostile Ground, KC Missouri All Stars, the Vipers. We got a lot of teams. I mean, if you guys are looking to customize jerseys, it's $19.95 on our website. It's pretty crazy. We built a new platform. You go in there.
$1,900?
19 point.
Oh, okay. Yeah, $0.95. Wow, that's a deal then.
$20. It's crazy. $20. Design your jersey. There's a whole bunch of different templates now. Before, people were worried about it not being fully customizable. They are now. Jump in there, upload your logo, your name, your number, and we shoot you back a really cool 3D render. and you design your own jerseys, man. It's slick. And if you're looking for any other products, of course, I'm here to help you out.
And it's carbonpaintball.com.
That's it.
Carbonpaintball.com. I appreciate the golden barrel.
Oh yeah. I'm excited for this.
I don't know
this
who's
event
gonna
for it.
get it.
Yeah.
It's one of the funnest, most fun things for me is to see the progression, throughout the 3-day competition of who rises to the occasion, and becomes that champion. And it's still wide open. I mean, I could go kind of team by team. For sure, one of the big opportunities for them to potentially win that prize is if New York Extreme finds a way to go deep and they make paintball history by winning their first paintball tournament. If Pat Kraft keeps doing what he's doing, then he'd probably end up getting the golden barrel.
That'd be super cool.
But at some of the other teams, it's a little bit more diverse. And not that all the other guys on New York Extreme aren't playing well, but
right.
All right, jumping into this next one here as the Hurricanes now up by 2 with 8 minutes and 44 seconds left to go. Referee checking out one of the bodies for AC Diesel. Going to be pulling him out. It's Nico Hyde going to be taking the walk from D2. Not sure if he got shot in there or trying to get there as the Hurricanes glide a body into D3.
AC Diesel looks like Spica is up in that that little center wing, or mini wing, excuse me, and he's just shooting crossfield right now because
J-Rab, sorry Walker, but J-Rab taking the walk out of his spot again.
That's
having a rough one back there.
Spica's focused on the Dorito 3 player for Hurricanes, but then that allows Stewart to just get right up into Spica's favorite spot.
Yeah, again, Spica has had a pretty good, solid tournament, man. Some nice moves out of him. I mean, again, Diesel with this new roster, how much time is it going to take? They will be successful eventually if they can keep the team together. That would be the smart man's bet, but very rarely does a team like this come in and do well immediately. Yeah, same guys with the Saints last year kind of did that by making it to get second place. They still didn't win the tournament and the team fell apart. But I remember when we started Excessive, the very first event we went to, we took like 17th place, which is the worst that we'd ever done.
The all-star crew.
Yeah, and then we went on to take like 5 or 6 second places in a row, and then finally started to win some tournaments. But it's hard. It's very difficult. This is a very difficult thing to do out here. So we will give them the benefit of the doubt for a while. But currently, the Hurricanes, talk about a boost of confidence. If they could find, just like the Ironman yesterday, if they could find a way to continue to make this happen out here with 7 minutes left to go and win this match, it's going to really bode well for them if they move on. Yeah,
the Hurricanes, I mean, they're a Sunday team. I mean, they've been playing really, really well together. They play a lot of paintball together. And so look for them to be on a Sunday team all the time. But see if they can put it together here with AC. Still 7 minutes on the clock, so plenty of time.
Yeah, Hurricanes, one more game to go. Second to last set of the day against the Ironmans. They have a decent 3-set break after this.
Oh, and Spica goes up the center, but he catches one. Goldman to the 5th. Yeah. They towel.
Yeah, they're going to towel it. Too many bodies out there. I don't think they shot anybody. I think it was a 5-on-2 when they toweled it? 5-on-1. So, yeah, that's preserve the time. Going to give them a 3-point lead, though. Well, we have some glaring issues here for AC Diesel. One, they keep losing J-Rab. They're not as quick on getting to some of the crucial spots. And they have also occasionally been losing that D side a bit too. Whether it's Baginski or Hyde, those guys have also had some good points as well. But if you want to win tournaments, I don't need to tell them this. They know what they need to do. A little bit more consistent, and a little bit more survivability over there. But yeah, that's kind of the issue. So.
Yeah, but some of those routes that Aftermath was just running, I mean, they're at the 50, three guys almost uncontested, like you said, for those 3 points. So I would look for that for AC Diesel. Just trying to put the gas pedal down a little bit, maybe off the brake, but maybe Hurricanes shooting real deep or something.
The Hurricanes, they beat Revel by, I believe, 2, and then lost to Houston Heat by 2. So they're 1-1 even on the count.
Okay.
So this is doing wonders here for their point spread.
Right.
Because if they get this win, at least they'll assure themselves of that 2. No matter what happens in their last game against the Ironman, they still have those 2 wins, and typically 2-2 with a positive point spread is going to get you on. So that'll put them in a situation where at least they'll know what their point spread is, and it's positive. And so even if they drop that game somehow to the Ironman, they just can't let the game get out of hand.
Right.
Even if you lose it, keep it close, and then they'll still be punching their ticket on to Sunday, which is, that's the next step in the evolution for the Hurricanes. They proved that they can make Sunday. They proved that they can beat top teams. They went undefeated in the prelims in Chicago, but they haven't been able to make it out of that first round in Sunday. And that's the story for almost all the up-and-coming teams. There's been a couple up-and-coming teams, like Level took a third. They were super inconsistent last year. So it's, ML Kings had made it at one point 3 or 4 Sundays in a row, but couldn't get past that first round.
Right.
But also, just for overall standings, if the Hurricanes can get to go in 3-1, then you can somehow avoid playing in that wild card round, and that really helps your standing.
Huge. Yeah. Well, AC Diesel does go all the way up to the center 50, and they're putting the pressure on now. They do kill one Hurricanes player. I think he was off the snake side. Not sure who it was.
I think that was Britt. No, it was Bell. Bell taking the walk. Oh, another body coming off right now for the Hurricanes. So this is the opportunity right now for Diesel. They're down by 3, got 6 minutes to work with. And they forced to play aggressive, taking a ton of ground. Going to lose the body here out of the
Stewart
snake.
Shoots, yep.
Goldman. Gets a shot on Goldman, and then Mark Johnson's going to take the brick. They have both bricks actually hot. Going to get that kill inside on Rigel. And that's going to open up the door here. Still a little bit of work to do. Oh, Mark Johnson gets taken out. Ooh, shot Mark. Probably back corner bunker. Looks like Camp's going to take the walk as well, too. And I think that's Nico there in the center. Yeah, Nico trying to come through here and is going to get in there to hit that buzzer. Try to preserve, I like the burst speed right there, preserve the time. Baginski also on that D side as well, too. Yeah, so Nico Hyde. Nice job by Nico Hyde to help put the team on his back here as bodies were dropping. I mean, they were losing bodies trying to get into the back line of the Hurricanes, but Nico Hyde stayed alive and got in there and hit that buzzer to keep this one respectable.
Yeah, probably just a couple unnecessary deaths on their part, but otherwise they put it together and they put the pressure on right away. So
yeah, so
that could be the difference.
2-point spread. How have things been going over, like who's doing well in the semi-pro division right now? Do you have any information on that, or the WNXL?
I don't know anything about the WNXL. I'm not sure when all those games are being played, but the field is right by our booth, so we've been kind of popping our head over there. But it looks like Good Game Factory. I think that they just won again, so I think they're 3-1. The Padres are playing really well. I think the KC Missouri All-Stars are 2-2. I'm not sure if there's any 4-0 guys. I mean, it's early. I haven't been all over the place, but the trade show is awesome. I'm surprised by all the vendors. I mean, you got a great view from up here, too.
Yeah, best seat in the house, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Best seat in the house.
But yeah, the vendor area is big. I mean, it does feel like World Cup here. I'm not going to lie. Like, there's a whole bunch of international teams. I mean, coming out of the woodwork for the first event, it's huge. It's awesome.
Yeah, did you get a team count? Anyone tell you a team count? I haven't checked in with Rail.
Last time I checked, it was over 200. It was 220.
Wow, that's impressive.
230, something like that. Yeah.
Just to put that in perspective, the very first World Cup that I ever went to in 1994, to date myself, rode a Brontosaurus in to the event. No, just kidding. But there was 72 10-man teams there. That was it. And that was the World Cup.
Yeah.
That, paintball has grown, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Let it be known. Yeah,
the beer's better. The food's better.
The beer's way better.
Yeah.
We had no access to good beer back in the day. You would get 3 options when you would be when we were of age to get to the bars. But story for another time there, Walker.
Yeah. All right, let's see if AC can put the pressure on again. Need 5 alive.
Yeah, Diesel needs, again, consistent offense and survivability. Survivability continues to haunt them, even in that last point when they won. And hopefully maybe for them, shoot some bodies on the break.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they shoot 1 off the break, and it's going to be Pate. Pate's one of the best team, or one of the best players on that team. But they do allow the Hurricanes to take some huge ground on that D side off the break and into D3. That's massive right there. It's a tough bite off the break. So it's a 4-on-5 situation in favor of AC Diesel. Mark Johnson getting another spin, and he's going to get up into that wedge structure. Goldman in there as well, too. They send Rabikoff back out there, so he needs to tighten things up in the backfield.
Nobody at the 50, though, right now. I mean, it looks like that D3 is cutting all the way through there, so maybe Mark will make this little bump up here to the center wedge.
J-Rab gets out wide. Snake side stays alive into that back corner bunker. Mark Johnson going to get up into the wedge, and in the insert here for AC, you have Mouse. So, and then they're actually going to get even a little more help. So this is that play we've been talking about here, Walker. You get 1 body as the island heavy gun at the can, and then 4 bodies here towards the center and the snake side.
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, and exactly what the Hurricanes did. They, they put someone far there, so they just all of a sudden everyone's like, whoa, what is going on the D side? So they're going to pull that back, but they do have another player for the Hurricanes that's in that can that's also supporting him. So they're in a good position on that side.
And with the 4 bodies alive and the way they've spread the field, because they have the back bunker on the snake side too for the Hurricanes, it could slow this point down.
Yeah,
because having that crossfield shot, this works great when there's no one far up on the D side because you don't have to worry about those crossfield shots. But everyone on AC on this snake side now has to worry about that player on the D side, because if he gets up, he's not going to have as good. Some angles are better from others, and but he just having that body over there, period, knowing there's that guy that can shoot those crossfield angles, could potentially pump the brakes on the attack here for AC, because they don't have anyone to attack from to get into the other the other brick in the center unless Mark wants to get in there. He can. That's the benefit of that wedge structure. It's arguably one of the most important spots on the field for sure, because you can go so many different places. So actually they recognize that, and they're going to filter a body into that wedge with A-Rod. I mean, that's what A-Rod's good at. I mean, A-Rod's really good at reading the field. He's hyper intelligent, great timing, and he always, more than often than not, seems to be in the right position to make the move that's needed. So he's in there, and they have a little bit of time to work with, but they need to. They definitely need to. I got a little hormesis gift from our boy Alex Frazee. Thank you, Alex. Always bestowing gifts upon people. As now Mark Johnson moves up a little bit here.
So he's going to back up a little bit here, try to get that shot on that Dorito 3, and then hopefully just make that move to the 50. Yeah, he's going to take it. Nice.
Yeah, and I really like seeing this. This is a veteran play. But a lot of times teams get a little suckered in. They need 2, but they're playing like they need 1. And then you ask them, like, why didn't you rush it or push it a little bit more? Oh, that guy was shooting at me. The lane was, I'm like, dude, okay, well, you still lost.
Yeah, you need 2.
You need 2, man.
Yeah.
But they're playing like they need 2. They're moving into these spots. They're trying to push up into the key spots. But now they're in that situation where how do we get past the 50, right?
Yeah, now it's 2 minutes. Time to figure it out. Because, like you said, there's not too many fast games going on here, especially if they're just playing the back row. So hopefully either Mark Johnson, is that A-Rod taking the walk on the D side? Made the fill over there, but yeah, maybe Mark's be able to make a shot on the Dorito 3. They really need to shoot one more guy here to kind of make something happen. Oh, and they do.
Hurricanes, that's a tough death right there for Rigel. Yeah, you have a 2-point lead. There's a minute and 36 seconds left, and you roll into a stream. Oh, they lose a body on the day. The door has opened for Diesel. Diesel has lost a body, but they've done some work right now. There's still 2 bodies they need to work out, and they only have a minute and 25 seconds to do it. Diesel does not want to drop their second game. They have one more game to play, but Walker, it's going to be against Heat. Okay. So it's not going to get any easier for them.
Nope. They just need to recognize right now that it's 3-on-2. Put the pressure on. Got the snake corner here in this Dorito can. Should be able to pinch out this Dorito can.
Johnson comes through. Mark Johnson now way onto the Hurricane side, but they only have 60 seconds. They need to push the issue here.
Yep, they're going to shoot him.
And they're going to get that kill, and then a little 2-pack here to close for Mark Johnson, and hits the afterburners to get in there and get the buzzer with 53 seconds left, so they have a chance still.
Yep.
Nicely executed close here. Baginski in on that D side as well too. Yeah, that's how it's done. Again, when you need 2, play like you need 2. Don't play like you need 1. And it was kind of getting to that point where they needed to risk it, right? You just have to start sending it, and they were able to do it and give themselves. Now, 53 seconds is not a lot of time on this layout, but it's enough.
Yep.
It's enough to have a chance.
Yep. And with the squad, they can put that together. I mean, look for them to shoot somebody off the break. That's got to be a key factor here. But they're going to push probably through the gut, I would assume, or maybe in the snake side. They had really good push there at the end there. Right, as soon as Mark made that bump, then Goldman capitalized right on it. And then everyone looked at him, and I think Mark was the one that kind of broke that open by shooting that Dorito 3 a little bit cross field.
Mark Johnson's still got it. 85 years old, still getting it done out here.
He might be the gold barrel guy.
I'm just kidding, Mark. Definitely not 85 years old, but he is a graybeard, so got to give him his just due and his respect for still being high level and able to compete out here. So there's a look at the golden barrel that we are going to be given to the MVP, as we've been doing now for years, and it's a really cool prize. So whoever is going to be the best player at the tournament, overall MVP, going to be getting the carbon gold barrel. You guys selling those yet on your website?
No, we
Thank
decided
God,
we decided to not do it, but other people have done that, and I don't blame any of the players for selling some of theirs too, because it's memorabilia. I mean, it's a pretty cool deal, and I think it was an original idea. I believe it was by Darren.
Yeah, no, it's great. Love it. It's been awesome. Really glad you guys are still hanging in there with us. And
Absolutely, we love Go Sports.
Shout out to all the sponsors. So again, after the conclusion of this set, we're going to head to a lunch break, but we are going to be having a live inaugural inductees for the Hall of Icons over in the VIP area. Some of the legends in the game getting some recognition for the work they've done throughout the decades.
Super cool.
Looking forward to that.
A bunch of those guys are here. I mean, some of those guys traveled, to the event for that. That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how many of us are going to be here, but a decent amount of us are going to be here, so that's kind of cool. I know Adam Gardner, it was like, I think on the email thread that we had to do it Saturday for a number of reasons, but it's tough to kind of corral all these guys that got a lot going on, right?
Yeah.
Some of them are, they're coming in just for this. So Adam Gardner will be here. It's going to be cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had a vote in who was getting in, but I can't remember all the names of the guys that actually got in, because Ryan kept it secret for a long period of time. So I've only got kind of glimpses as far as who made it in.
Who was setting it all up?
Ryan Greenspan.
Greenspan? Okay, awesome. Way cool.
So now
it's cool to see all those awards coming out. I mean, the iconic awards, stuff like that. I mean, it just kind of gives you another look at, what's going on in the industry if you're not fully submerged in it like you and myself are.
At the end of the day, we got to put as much stuff out into the world to give people a reason to care. Lots of stories, lots of cool videos. There's so many amazing videographers and photographers and creators out there right now, and we're in another kind of golden age of paintball. It's really fun to see. On the breakout, full court press now with just 48 seconds. Can AC Diesel summon the spirit? They're going to lose Goldman, so that's a big hit to the offense, but they have a bunch of bodies at the 50-yard line, kind of getting chopped up, though. A-Rod's still alive. It looks like they're going to be losing Baginski. Nico Hyde's still over there. He's at D4, pushing the issue, 33 seconds. Can they break through these bodies here? But Hurricane's holding strong right now, Walker.
I can't believe that both those guys are still alive in their cans right now, burrito can.
I don't see many blue bodies walking off at all, and I think that the Hurricanes are going to, they've done this, man. They've been able to beat top teams and going to shock the paintball world yet again with an upset victory. But Nico's still alive with 10 seconds. I think the Hurricanes are going to be able to hold on. The Hurricanes, they get a shot in on Nico as well, too, and so I think it's just Spica alive, and then Spica's going to die. Yeah, you can't be alive at the end of regulation when you're down by one. Everyone died on their swords here for AC Diesel, but the Hurricanes continue to impress. Going to be punching their ticket to another Sunday, and just awesome, man. Great job. Well, we'll see. I mean, but that gives them 2 wins, so that should do it. I mean, more often than not, yeah, I think that should do it. Going 2-1 so far, so 1 game left to go here for the Hurricanes. But thank you guys so much for joining us again. Little short break. Going to reset up on over and have the Hall of Icons inductee, the very first one ever, ceremony going down here during the lunch break. Walker, thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Guys, check out all the Carbon products, carbonpaintball.com, helping things out, providing the golden barrel for us. There is your schedule for the morning set, which is done. Impact and the Bears, Legion, and Infamous coming up around 1. All right, so I'm going to head on over to the VIP, and I'll see you guys in just a few.